morning, dear students. This is your Sudha ma'am. Welcome to the fifth lesson of class 7 science, that is temperature and its measurement. In this lesson, we are going to learn what is temperature, heat as a form of energy, conversion of energy from one form to another form, relation between heat and temperature, how to use a thermometer, and finally about clinical and laboratory thermometers. In class 6, we have learnt that we wear different clothes in different seasons. Generally, we wear woolen and dark colored clothes during winters. When it is too cold, we wear woolen clothes and dark colored. These keep us warm. During summer, we prefer light colored clothes. They give us a feeling of coolness. And during summer, we don't prefer dark colors as they absorb heat and make us warm. So, we don't prefer dark colors. Only we prefer light color cotton clothes. Like that, if you see some objects like ice cream, fruit juice, we can say that they are cool. And if we see coffee, tea, etc., we can conclude that they are hot. Sometimes we know some objects are hotter than others, while some are colder than others. How can we decide the hotness or coldness of an object? It is expressed in terms of temperature. So, temperature is defined as the measure of the degree of hotness or coldness of an object. It is a measure of degree of hotness or coldness of an object. By touching with our hands, we can guess whether it is cold or hot. Suppose your mother gives you milk. Immediately you won't drink it. First, you will touch the glass or the cup to check the temperature and decide whether it is too hot or suitable to drink. That means you are estimating its temperature by touching it. But this method is not always correct. Sometimes it misleads us and it may confuse us. Let us observe this example. Take 3 vessels or beakers with hot water. Hot water means about 60 degrees centigrade or 70 degrees. Cold water and lukewarm water. What do you mean by lukewarm water? Which contains moderate temperature. It is a mix of hot water and cold water. It is not too hot and too cold. That is called lukewarm water. It is a mix of hot water and cold water. Place cold water vessel to your left and hot water vessel to your right side, and in the middle lukewarm water. Now, put your left hand index finger in the cold water vessel and right hand index finger in the hot water vessel for some time simultaneously. Wait for 2 to 3 minutes. Now, take off your fingers and dip them in the middle vessel which contains lukewarm water. What do you feel about hotness of water now? The right hand finger which is kept in the hot water before now feels cool, and the left hand finger which kept in the cold water now feels hot. Though both the fingers are in the same vessel, but we feel differently. So, hotness or coldness are relative to the observer. So, we cannot decide hotness or coldness of an object just by touching it. Now, moving on to the next topic, that is heat, a form of energy. Have you observed water boiling in a vessel with a lid on it? In the kitchen, sometimes you may observe your mother putting a vessel of water on the stove and covered with a lid. What happens if it is get heated for some time? We can observe the lid moving up and down first, and we can also listen some sound also. And sometimes the lid might be thrown away too. What is the reason for that? After some time, the lid is thrown away from the vessel. What is the reason for this? When the water is boiled, it is converted into vapor. The water changed into vapor, and the volume of the vapor increases and it tries to come out of the vessel. In this process, it tries to lift the lid and finally it throws the lid away from the vessel. Where do this energy come from? For doing all this, some energy is required, no? So, where do this energy come from? It is from the heated water or boiled water. Where do boiled water get this energy? From the heat of the fire. As you boil the water, it changed into vapor and it got some energy. But the source of energy is here fire. Thus, heat is a form of energy. Yes, already we know that heat is a form of energy and it transferred from an object of high temperature to the object of low temperature. Always the heat flows from high temperature to low temperature. When we stand in the sun or near a fire, heat energy enters our body and we feel hot because heat transferred from high temperature to low temperature, from the sun energy or from the fire, it enters into our body. Similarly, when we put a piece of ice on our palm, heat energy moves from our body to the piece of ice. That is why we feel cold. The energy which makes an object appear hot or cold is called heat. The energy which makes an object appear hot or cold is called heat. Now, moving on to the conversion of energy. Rub your palms together. How do you feel? We feel hot as heat is produced. What happens if iron bar is beaten with a hammer? The iron bar becomes hot as heat is released. Take a soap nut or tamarind seed. Rub it on a stone and touch it. How do you feel? It also becomes hot. In all these three situations, the mechanical energy is converted into heat energy by rubbing our palm or by beating the iron with hammer or by rubbing against a soap nut to a stone. The mechanical energy is produced and that is converted into heat energy. Generally, during winter season, we take hot water bath. How do you get hot water? By heating water. What source do you use to heat the water? We use electric heater or geyser, gas stove or coal or firewood or solar heaters to heat the water. In electric heater or geysers, the electrical energy is converted into heat energy. Whereas in solar heaters, the solar energy is converted into heat energy. And in gas stove or coal or firewood, the chemical energy is converted into heat energy. And let's see some more examples. In an electric bulb, the electric energy is converted into heat energy and light energy. In an electrical iron box, the electric energy is converted into heat energy. In the above examples, different kinds of energies are being converted to heat. In the same way, heat energy can be converted to other forms of energy. For example, in thermal power stations, heat energy is converted into electrical energy. Thermal power stations means where the electricity is produced by using coal. Here, the heat energy is converted into electrical energy. And in a steam engine, the heat energy is converted to mechanical energy. Heat energy is converted into mechanical energy, which helps in the moving of an engine. That is about the conversion of energy. Let's have a glance on today's topic. Today, we have learnt about introduction to temperature, heat as a form of energy, and conversion of energy from one form to another form. That's all for today. Meet you in the next session. Thank you and take care of yourself.